I am training for my first Hyrox race, and in today's video, I'll bring you along my training session, and I'll also share with you guys how I hit my protein as a vegan athlete by sharing with you my pre and post-workout meals. But we're also gonna talk about what I take during my training sessions to optimize my workouts. But before we get into that, what is Hyrox? Hyrox is fitness racing. It's becoming a worldwide phenomenon. It's 8 functional fitness stations separated by a 1K meter run. The stations are ski erg, sled push, sled pull, burpee broad jumps, rowing, farmer's carry, sandbag lunges, and wall balls. And the reason that George is here is because we're doing the mixed doubles, and it's really cool because we have to do the run together, but we can split up the stations however we like.
So that's part of what we're working on today is our strategy when we're doing these workouts in the benchmark together. Natalie and I have different strengths and weaknesses, so it's fun to play with that, and then I can carry the weight in some of the things, and then there's certain things like lunges that she's just fantastic at, so she can just take care of all those, and it's something that we've been doing together now. This is our second, third time working through this.
Yeah. And the cool thing is because I've been doing CrossFit, like a lot of things just kind of carry over. And if you've been following me along for a little while, you know that I've been dabbling into CrossFit, trying new sports, and this just really attracted me just because there's no Olympic lifting. Like I love CrossFit, but I really am terrible at Olympic lifting, and it's not something that I'm like into or falling in love with. But when I saw this race, I was like, it's made for me, but we need to work on the run. Like,
work on the run.
I'm so bad at it. George is such a good runner. He's gotten really good. No, he's being super modest, but.
The fun thing about this too is with CrossFit, comparing it to CrossFit, which I've been doing for a couple of years now, there's a lot, like the barrier to entry to compete in CrossFit is pretty high. Like you've got to learn some high skilled gymnastics. You've got to learn Olympic lifting. There's heavy barbells or all that stuff, but anyone can do Hyrox. They've set it up so that these stations and stuff are doable for pretty much everyone. And then they have a division basically for everyone to compete in, which is why I think it's been so popular. I mean, these events are selling out all over the world, and it's really growing, like kind of exploding rapidly.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and eat. Should we eat?
Let's eat.
Yay! So it is Saturday, so we slept in, and I'm going to be making a hefty meal because this will be kind of like a brunch basically. So I'm having avocado toast, and we're also going to be having a protein shake with banana, some walnut milk, and all the good stuff. So for breakfast, nothing fancy. I already got into it. We got avocado toast with some cucumber, tomato, everything but the bagel seasoning, and I drizzle some balsamic glaze. And I made a protein shake using Vedge Nutrition protein powder. This is the peanut butter cup flavor. It is so good. And I also mixed in some Plant Strong oat and walnut milk, a banana, some ice, and that's it. So we're on our way to do our benchmark workout, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how my training looks like during the week. So right now I am doing 3 to 4 CrossFit sessions, and it's the perfect cross training to support my Hyrox. And I also do 2 runs a week, 1 long run that takes me about 60 minutes, and this focus on building my aerobic capacity so I stay at a zone 2 heart rate. And then I have a 5K, and that one usually takes me about 30 minutes. Hopefully that number will decrease over time. And then I have a glute session or a bodybuilding accessory day where I focus on mainly the body parts that I didn't train throughout the week. So rear delts, glutes, sometimes I'll add in a little bit of pulling. And yeah, that's pretty much how my week of workouts looks like right now. And George and I are trying to do these like benchmark workouts for Hyrox a little bit more frequently, just so we can slowly improve over time and compare and learn, specifically because for Hyrox mixed doubles, a big part of it is the transitions. So the more that we do it, the more that we're going to learn how to efficiently do those transitions. So we set up all the stations here. Today we're just gonna focus on the stations that we talked about, and instead of doing the 1K run, we're going to be doing 400 meter and slowly increasing that over time. So I talked to you about my pre-workout meal and the importance of that. So now I'm gonna share with you guys what I do during my workouts. I sweat a lot because it's over 100 degrees here in Florida sometimes, and I am going to be needing something to replenish those electrolytes that I lost, so I'll be taking Element. So when you sweat, the primary electrolyte that you lose is sodium. Athletes can lose up to 7 grams of sodium per day. When sodium is not replaced, it's common to experience things like fatigue or even muscle cramps, and we don't want that. What I love about Element is that it contains a science-backed electrolyte ratio. 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. With no junk, no sugar, no coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten, no fillers, no BS. They even have a salted chocolate flavor that pairs perfectly with coffee. I personally love the watermelon flavor. It goes well with just water, and I like to have it during my workouts. Right now, Element is offering you guys a free sample pack with any order. That is 8 single serving packets free with any Element order. This is a great way to try all of their 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. You can get yours at drinkelement.com/Natalie. This deal is only available through my link, and that is drinkLMNT.com/Natalie. Thank you so much to Element for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the workout.
All right, so we just did the first run in the ski. She's already dead.
Yeah.
But we split up the ski. She did 250. I did 250, 250, 250. So we did the 1,000 that way. It was right under 4 minutes. Our runs are a little slow though right now.
It was so fast.
Let's push.
It was hard. My ankle started bothering me, so I didn't do my part. So George had to pick up my slack. Good job, babe.
All right, so what we've noticed is this part right here is the worst. The sled push and the sled pull wrecks the legs. And then this run after, your legs just feel heavy. But you just gotta get through that, because after that, it kind of gets a little easier. So you just gotta know that this part's gonna suck the most. Push through that.
Yeah, what he said.
Good now. The burpees are a little tough because it was wet. I at one point just belly flopped into a puddle. And so it was a little challenging, but it makes it so it'll be easier when a nice air conditioned arena on turf. It'll feel great. How are the runs? How's everything compared to the last time you did this?
I think it's definitely, I wouldn't say easier, because there's challenges like the concrete and the water, but I feel better. Like I can talk to you guys. I couldn't do that the first time.
Progress.
Got it.
Natalie's really been working on her rowing form. You can see she's pretty efficient, really using that big leg drive, and her cardio is a lot better. So we decided to go and switch every 250 just so we can keep the pace up. And our goal here, you can see she's trying to keep it below a 2-minute 500.
and as soon as she loses that, we'll switch. So we lose some time in the transition, but we make up for it with the intensity on the actual row. All right, shot, we just finished the row. Did 1,000 and 350 with transition twice, which is a pretty good split. So it seems like after this part, after the row, that's where you really got to pick up the pace, because there's only a few more kind of lighter, easier exercises for us. So after this, it's time to really just step on the gas.
You got this.
So on these, make sure chest up, shoulders back. See how good her form is, how good her posture, her head's up. And she's moving fast, like quick, small steps, because it minimizes the time you're holding it. Look at that form. And these are actually heavier than the doubles weights, but that's what we got. So here we are, look at her go.
I'm trying, but I can't talk.
Here what do we got left, you know? I think all we have left is the lunges and wall ball. Yeah. I think. All right, so Natalie's taking over on the lunge. This is no problem for her. You can see how easily she steps right through to the other foot. She's getting full hip extension at the top, and she just marches down. When I do it, I usually have to bring my feet together, and so it's not as efficient.
I got caught in that. It was hard. 44 was our time. George really crushed it. I was there as a support. I feel like I dropped the ball literally on so many occasions, but it's all a learning experience for sure. But this was way more fun than last time. I feel like my cardiovascular has improved a lot, but it still needs a lot of room. Or I still have a lot of room to grow. I can't even talk. So we just got home and I am so hungry. I made food all disgusting like this so I could get some fuel in, and then I'll shower and we'll debrief the workout. And I'll let you guys know what I've learned, what I want to change moving forward, etc. But let's talk about what I'm having post-workout. So after a big workout like that, I really want to replenish with lots of carbs, lots of protein. So I made some potatoes in the air fryer. I made this ginormous kale salad for my greens. I'm really big on color, so I want to make sure that I'm like always eating the rainbow. And then for my protein, I'm going to show you guys what I made. I made a tofu scramble using the soy-free tofu, fava bean tofu from Big Mountain. It is so good. So I just made my regular tofu scramble recipe. And on the salad, I have here some tomatoes, some cucumber, pepitas, some raisins, because I'm really big on like sweet and salty. And I put these like new baconless bits that I found. I think it was in Sprouts Farmers Market. This is crazy. This is made out of pinto beans. So I thought it was really cute. They taste really good. They're really crunchy. And follow your heart dressing, one of my favorite dressings. So that's what is in the salad. And George has more potatoes than I do. And then I'm probably gonna throw some more nuts on his so I can up the calories and the fat, since he requires more calories than I do. And let me show you a close-up. All right, so I showered. And now we're going to debrief everything. But before we do, just a little disclaimer. This is not us giving advice or anything like that. We're really new to Hyrox, but we like to discuss things where we went wrong, where can we improve on, all of that. So I can't wait to look back at this video and see how far we come over the time period that we do this.
After doing the workout, if you just look at our final finishing time, we got slower from the last time we did it. So I was kind of bummed initially and wondering like what happened here, like how do we get slower? We've been working really hard. What happened? But we've got an actual spreadsheet in Notion that has every single part of the Hyrox, the stations, the runs, and everything. And then it has the time next to it. And we use the watch to just use lap times and track that.
We love geeking out on these things.
So what we're able to see is, even though our overall time was slower, there was a lot of things that stood out, and we could kind of go through each one of those things and see them. But like, for example, the run, like at my work gym, we had to run from the outdoor gym to the indoor gym to do the ski. So you saw that in the first part. And so it ended up about 500 meters when I measured it. So that was slower.
And one of the things that impacted the time too was that we did it at 2 very different gyms. So the variables were not the same. So hopefully next time that we do this workout, we'll do it at the same gym that we did it today. So things are like more consistent moving forward.
So some of the changes, and we can put this on the screen so y'all can see it, but the run, like I said, the first run and then the second run were both slower. Our ski, I think, went a lot better. Natalie really improved on the ski. And so that was great. We were able to do that. It was just over 4 minutes, which I felt good about, right at 4 minutes. And then after that, the sled push and the sled pull, those were almost totally different from the last time, because the last time we had like all the weight loaded up and we went to push it and it just like wasn't moving in the parking lot it was at. So we had to strip some weight, play around with it. So now it's more accurate weight, and it's also like the meters are measured. Last time I just paced out like 12 meters and was like, this is probably about right. So it was a little bit different there. So the times we were faster, but it was also totally different. And then the run after that, that's where I said, and you really notice like your legs are heavy after that. So that kind of hurts. But this time around, knowing that and managing expectations made it a lot different. Whereas the first time I was like, I don't know if I'm going to survive the rest of this workout because my legs are already wrecked.
Yeah, I need to improve on that because I feel like George picked up that a lot more than I did. Like you did probably 75% of it and I did 25% of it. So hopefully moving forward, I can continue to work on that and continue to work on my compromised runs so I feel more confident going into those stations.
The burpee broad jump, that was one of the ones, like this time we had it in meters and last time it was in feet. So
and I'm good at those. And I was telling George, this surprised me a lot. After the burpee broad jumps, my heart rate like was sky high and I couldn't bring it down. So that's another thing, like when I'm fresh, I'm doing those really fast and fine, but I'm not going into it straight after into a run. So yeah, that was interesting. I was really surprised. It caught me off guard, but we were able to still manage.
Yeah, the row was real interesting too, because I was looking at the time, and last time we did it said 2:44 and then 4:13. I was like, how did we get that much slower? And then I remembered that Natalie was so dead the last time we did the row. We only did 7:50. She was like, I'm done here. We're on to the next station.
I redlined last time so fast, and this time I was able to actually complete those stations. So I'm really proud because I was able to improve a lot, especially the row and the ski were scary for me in between runs on top of it. So yeah, the fact that I was able to do my part on those stations, I was like really proud of that.
And the farmer's carry was about the same. We did that heavier though. We used the 53 because we didn't have we only had one 44-pound kettlebell. So we did that heavier. The lunges, again, we had the distance all wrong. So it shows that it takes double the amount of time. But the last time we didn't do anywhere close to the distance we were supposed to do.
And one thing that I want to mention on the lunges is that I was controlling the eccentric part of the lunge, which I feel like it hurt me a lot because I was feeling it on my legs more than ever. Granted, last time we did it like really short, but yeah, I felt it and I was like, I can't complete these. So George had to pick up halfway through, which on those usually I'm pretty fine. So I have to work on making those faster and not controlling too much the negative.
And then we went back in. We tried to pick up the pace on the last run, and we were a couple seconds faster than the first time we did it. And then those last wall balls, again, improvement there. So overall, you can see that even though the time was slower, it was a big improvement. We improved on pretty much everything. Most of the run times were about the same, if not a little faster. And then the times were similar, even though we did way more distance and way more work. So you can see if we just looked at that one metric of the final time, it would be kind of bummed out. But looking at this, it's a lot better.
So we haven't decided on a race. So we have two in mind, and they're kind of like spread out apart significantly. I have Dallas in mind, which I think it's in November, if I'm not mistaken. And then we just saw the Las Vegas popped up in February. So those are the 2 races that I have in my head. And like a part of me wants to do February just because I'll have more time to get fitter. But another part of me wants to do Dallas just so I could get the experience and then treat Las Vegas like as, you know, an opportunity to do better. So I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Where should I go?
And we're also hoping too they open up a couple more because they keep kind of dropping more. And last
Yeah.
year they had one right in our
here.
backyard in Fort Lauderdale. So if we didn't have to travel
That'd
and
be
could just
better.
go and do it, that would be great. So that's one of the other reasons we're kind of holding out. But yeah, let us know. Where should we go?
Yeah, where should we go? And are you planning on doing one? Are you interested in this? It's like blowing up everywhere. And I'm so inspired. I was just telling George that this is giving me the same butterflies that bodybuilding when I first started gave me. So I'm so excited to have this, I don't know, like ignite fire all over again and just have a new challenge. It's fun. It's fun to challenge yourself.
So now that I already mentioned we are new to this, we're certainly not experts. So this would be an awesome place for comments about how to get better, how to improve, all that stuff. Like I want to know. So if you've got things for me, I'm always willing to learn how I can do better on these things. So let us know in the comments, and then that'll help other people that if they're thinking about Hyrox or new to Hyrox, they might be able to see. So any tips, tricks, things I could improve on would be fantastic.
And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.